So, welcome back to Hamburg Sevens 2026. It's day 2 here. We had a lot of the group games yesterday, and we progressed with the tournament. As you see, 16 degrees at the moment here in Hamburg. It's a chilly day. The weather should pick up a little bit during the day, but at the moment, like I said, a chilly start. We'll have the same commentary team for you today. Myself, Ian Dawson, Andy Knight, Robbie Amelong and Dennis Frank. And we'll see the end of the group stages and the start of the knockout before we go into the finals tomorrow. Here we see the tables from the men's tournament. Germany with some great wins yesterday, pleasing the home crowd, and in a good position to progress. Georgia as well, with some fantastic results. Belgium hot on their heels. It's a group in which anyone can beat anyone. That's what the captains are saying, that's what the coaches are saying. There's a lot of excitement there around Pool C. The men's tournament will continue later today at 11:30, and those are the fixtures as you can see right now. We'll be kicking off with France, Portugal, and ending with Spain, Germany. That'll round up the group phases for the men. But we do start today at 9 o'clock, so just coming up for you now with the women's tournament and their remaining pool fixtures. As you can see, it'll be played in 2 legs with Hamburg and Split, and the cumulative points leading to the champion of European Sevens Rugby 2026. We saw Belgium, Ireland, Great Britain all fighting it out in Pool A, with Denmark, unfortunately, the new team, just without any wins on day 1, although they pushed Great Britain all the way. In Pool B, we have Poland and Czechia with 2 from 2. And in Pool C, as you see now, France and Spain. That'll be the first game of the day. They've both won both of their games, so they're looking to secure that first place and a slightly, in theory, easier quarter-final. But as we know, when it comes down to knockout rugby, anything can happen. Here we see the first game of the day, France against Spain. As I said, they both have gone 2 from 2 on day 1. Commanding displays, they are the form teams, and they prepare to take the field and get things underway on day 2 here in Hamburg. I'm joined now by Robert Amelong, my expert for this game. I'll be talking you through the play-to-play, and he'll be trying to give us some insights into this exciting fixture.
Yeah, good morning from my side as well. I'm really looking forward to this game. It's a cool game to start the game. Both teams convincing victories yesterday, both looking to get that #1 spot in their group. So this is going to be an exciting one, some things on the line here. I want to put a special eye, because I missed it yesterday, on Abra Camacho Ruiz from the Spanish team. She was playing the championship in India until a couple of weeks ago, alongside a couple of German players as well. So this is going to be an exciting player to watch. Number 13 of Spain, one to look out for. And yeah, now we'll see the teams in the tunnel. Ready to take the field, and here they go.
Yeah, thanks Robbie. We see the teams take to the field here. A chilly start to the day, but the teams are raring to go. It's actually pretty great weather for Sevens Rugby. The wind has died down a bit from yesterday, so the kickers might be having a little bit more success than they were. A good day for fast-paced open rugby. France are ready, Spain are ready, and the German referee, Cara Seneca, she is ready.
Yeah, can't point it out often enough. It's really cool while we're in Hamburg having this European Championship. It's the first time in the championship there's 3 German referees appointed, especially having that in Germany so they can have it do the front of their own home crowd is a cool achievement. Cara Zenica, the first in charge for today.
Yeah, and they're German born. They're not just representing the German Rugby Union, they are genuine Germans, so that's fantastic to see the development of the game here in the Central European region. And we're off. That first kick not going the 10 metres, so Spain with the first opportunity to build an attack from the tap. A classic setup with 3 on the right and 3 on the left. The French defending with the sweeper, so they've got 6 in their line. And Spain do attack in the middle with a switch and another one, the charging crash line. Attempting to manipulate the defence with an attack down the right-hand side. But slight inaccuracies there. They look to get back to their usual technical perfection. But another mistake, that French defence just shooting up there, and the Spanish player taking her eyes off the ball. That's put them under a lot of pressure and deep in their own half.
Yes, we spoke a lot about that French defense yesterday. They're rushing up hard. They're putting a lot of pressure on that Spanish team. I don't think they played with a sweeper yesterday. I think they're adapting to Spain potentially kicking it. But again, that line speed is just so quick. Spain's struggling to get some momentum going and getting pushed back deep down in their own 22.
Yeah, Spain having to work hard for every metre here, and that looks to be a little fumble. But they do recover. And the ball pops up on the French side. This is their first chance. But it was a penalty, a slight infringement there at the breakdown. Hands in the ruck is a signal from the referee. Cara Seneca of Germany. And here we see it, just on the floor here, a slight hand from, I think it was number 23, Tréguet. And the kick, unfortunately, not reaching touch, so France again with the opportunity on the counter-attack here, an unorganised defensive line. And they just set up a good platform to build. Again, looking at the short side. So both teams keeping it quite tight at this in the opening stages. And France with the first opportunity, the first break, darting down the blind side. It is Merle of France.
It's a really long first passage of play, wasn't it? Because I don't think there was an infringement until that penalty, even that penalty not finding touch. So it's not really a break to the players after they immediately had to play again. So long opening passage, 2.5 minutes until there's finally a try being scored. These players must be tired. It's good they get a break now, and we'll see how it goes. Well start to France, very composed defense, not letting Spain get anything from it. Unfortunate with the penalty, but then when they get the ball, immediately scoring a try. Spain with a very strong start, they'll be happy about this.
Yeah, and the conversion there just going off the crossbar. We saw a few of them yesterday. Unfortunately not successful, it remains 5-0. France in a good commanding position, but all still to play for. And you were talking about the exhaustion, Robbie, in that long phase. There's a lot of contacts, and that's really what drains the players. So, Spain looking to attack more positively this time. And they distribute, accelerate, and finding gaps here, a little bit of space on the outside this time. But the pass just not coming, and France once more regain possession in a very promising position. They're already up to the 22 of Spain. This time the Spanish defence rushing up. They got the height of that one a little bit wrong, not quite getting the dip. And France quickly away from the penalty, attacking positively. And another handling error, this time from France. Saves the day for Spain. And it will be the first scrum of the day.
It will be. It was a great hit by Pedro there. I like the way she plays so far this game. She had a really good carry earlier of the kickoff. Now she makes a big shot on the French player. Here we see it again, knocking the ball on, waiting until the decision is made. And then that hit is too strong. She cannot place the ball properly, giving Spain the opportunity now to attack off a scrum.
Closer.
Yeah, not a lot of territory yet for Spain. They've had a fair bit of possession, but they've been going backwards. So they'll need to find a solution to get that ball up the park.
Yeah, they've been trying to go wide a lot, which is really tough against that rush defense that France is playing. We saw Sweden. Oh, here we go, never mind.
The first break through the middle for Spain is Perez. No, it's not, I'm sorry, that is Garcia Gala. She's charging all the way.
Go all the way.
First try for Spain. France couldn't capture all the pace. She points to the skies. And Spain are underway on day 2. So both teams going 2 from 2 on day 1. And with this beautifully timed set play, the game is also tied up.
Great
Nothing
hands.
Between the two teams.
Great hands by Miranda Morales there. Hey, she gets the ball, immediate has pressure on her with the quick hands, frees Garcia Gala into space there.
Absolutely beautiful. And she was running at quite some pace when she did the catch pass. So difficult skills to execute correctly under pressure.
Very skillful. And with the conversion being good, that's the lead to Spain. It goes against the run-off play, I would say, but very deservingly after that set piece.
Yeah, now they have their first kick-off, so a bit of opportunity to play with territory maybe. It's a good kick, but it's not gone 10. It was a good width on that. So France, well, not unfortunately, it's good for them. They get the opportunity from the tap. I mean, unfortunate because both kickoffs, the first kickoff from France, the first kickoff from Spain, both not traveling 10 meters.
About the conditions, yesterday we had a really windy day. It's not as windy today. Hey, it's a lot better, so kicks should be executed more, like, in a better way. And again, Spain forced a knock-on in the tackle. It's the second time they do it. That's something they seem to have been working on, putting big shots on those players.
Yeah, no, I didn't take a walk across the pitch earlier. Maybe the ball's just a little bit greasy, maybe it's a bit dewy in these early hours still, because we've seen balls being lost in the collision twice from Spain, twice from France, which is very uncharacteristic. These are two of the most technically accurate teams on the series.
We talked a lot about the first game having an impact on the day, yesterday already. What were you saying, Ian, with having played 2 games yesterday, is that still a factor, or is it not as much?
Absolutely, I think it's the first game of the day. You know, you've had a sleep, you're in a different mind space, you come and you have to switch it on again, and a lot of teams struggle with that.
Yeah, especially with it being this early. Most teams, they don't practice this early. This is a time we're not used to playing rugby 9 in the morning, is it?
Yeah, exactly. And yesterday they'll have done the analysis, they'll know what's coming, but still physically they just might not be quite ready. Game 2 they'll be switched on a little bit more. Here we go. Spain trying to build from deep, getting the offload away. That just keeps the momentum going, but this time they force it slightly and France do come up once more. Another turnover deep in the Spanish half. Lovely little grubber kick, there's the space. Going down the ball, securing it for our team. And the penalty for France, there was no clear roll away there, so the Spanish player just impeding the clean out.
This is very stressful for Spain now. The halftime mood has gone already. When they were in possession, they could have just kicked it to touch. They decided to attack, and now they're under the pump here. And Justine Auger runs a great support line and scoring the try. Spain will not be happy about this. This is due to their own tactical mistake, not kicking the ball to touch when they had the chance. And Justine Auger, she was outstanding yesterday, and again showing her brilliance and awareness, seeing the spaces there, runs into that line, receiving the offload, scores a try.
Yeah, absolutely right, Robbie. There we see the try again, darting down. It was easy to finish in the end, but it's a great support line. But absolutely right, Spain did have the opportunity to get the ball off the pitch. We saw that with Lithuania yesterday. Now, they've lost all their group games, and they could have had a win. So you need the awareness there. Either it needs to be coming from the sideline, from the coaching staff, or someone on the pitch needs that presence of mind, that awareness to read the situation. With that, we do go into half-time. France leading 10 points to 7, and we'll just have a little listen into these huddles here. Let the fans back home pick up on the words of wisdom from the coaching staff.
On garde ça les filles, on nous presse, on garde ça.
Les filles, il y a eu vraiment de très bonnes intentions. Défensivement, au départ, on était nickel, on les appréciait, c'était hyper positif. Les attaques, on a joué du couloir, vous avez enchaîné, très positif. On peut marquer un essai, c'est juste bien.
Más de profundidad, para partir de ahí nos presiona, pues nada más que nos presiona, pisamos, salimos del encuadre, jugamos un paso más, pero las dominamos nosotras. Y en defensa hay que trabajar, no dejamos nada. Tienen errores por todos lados y tienen huecos por todos lados. Pues necesitamos sufrir, ¿vale? Las tenemos. Así que vamos a dominar el ataque con contundencia bien y por cualquier acción no pedimos rojo. De primeras está bien.
So a slightly animated Maria Ribera Garcia of Spain, the head coach there. She'll want to see big changes in this second half after her team was put under immense pressure. Here we see the breakaway try, that's kept them in the game. It was a lovely set play move and a great finish before France came back in overtime to get their second try of the game and take the score to 10-7.
It's an interesting game so far, isn't it? I think France, again, showing how good their defense is. Spain struggling to get something going in open play. They do get their one try through a set-piece move when they have the opportunity to attack in space. Otherwise, France is cutting everything down. Spain is doing so far, deservingly in the lead here. However, I think Spain is not going under here. We'll see if they find something to open the game up in open play. And looking forward.
So Spain get us underway here. France field it well. Getting the first offload, the second offload, and a great half break. And they're bursting through, getting the hands free again, keeping the ball alive, and charging towards the line. A good tap tackle there, a little bit desperation, but it's worked for Spain, and they're back in numbers now. Great organisation from the Spanish defence, but France once more with the offload game, and they will get the third try of the day. For 27, Marie Dupuy.
That was outstanding. I was going to say she's well covered on the wing there, but I couldn't remember who it was. But it's great footwork here, stepping back in field, drawing two defenders, and then playing the offload outside to Marie Duprat.
Yeah, that was Merle with the offload here again. She's got a try, and now she's got an assist, so a big game for her already. That was beautiful play from France, right from the kickoff. They got an offload in, they got another offload in. They were making the decisions, playing the situation very well, and they've been rewarded.
Yeah, how good.
The third kick going astray there, as we see, so it stays 15 points to 7. Spain will need at least 2 scores to win this game. A good kickoff from France with a bit of length on it, forcing Spain to go the full length of the pitch here from deep within their own half. And another ball being lost in the collision. This time it wasn't legal. So Spain with an opportunity here. A little bit of indecision. They do decide. Looks like it'll be the tap play, or will it be a kick? Yes. Going for territory here, start from the line out.
They missed touch in the first half, remember. This time it's very securely fine to try to get some good territory going. And I think it's the first line of the day. We didn't have one in the first half, did we?
I don't remember. I don't think we did see a line out in that first half, so it will be the first one as far as I'm aware. It's a good opportunity to create an attack because you've got the full width of the pitch and you've got all three opposition forwards bound in one spot.
And we saw Spain have set pieces that open up the French defense in the first half.
No, time is not on.
Yeah, but the point of difference for this French team is their defence, isn't it? And they're great at taking the space from the opposition attack. Now, from this line out, there will be more space naturally for the Spanish, which they love. On the second attempt, the line out just working for Spain, but there's been a little fumble in there, so another technical error. I think that's 5 unforced errors already from Spain here, so that's kind of killing their possession stats.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. As we said, the set piece is the area where they want to attack, where they'll be dangerous, so errors like that really kill your game.
Yeah, we spoke about it yesterday, possession really being very crucial in sevens rugby. In 15s you want a lot more territory-based rugby, but here you really need the ball, so each of these errors from Spain just costing them dearly. And we see France once more on the attack. Another good step and fend, great footwork, and the sprint looks to be on point. France charging all the way through Tunkara for the 4th try of the game.
Yeah, great footwork shown by the French team as well. It was, who was it? It was the player with the white scrum. I couldn't recognize her now, but she showed some great footwork before drawing the defender, then freeing Tunkara on the wing, and Tunkara again with a great step and a great fend goes over for the 4th try.
And that's a beautiful thing about sevens rugby. When you get everything right, it just looks easy. Believe me, it's not. These women train day in, day out to be able to execute such moves. Yeah,
Charlie Gower, that I was talking about earlier, she's at the center of the field now, taking the ball. Nice step, keeps the defender guessing, and that buys Tunkara the time she needs to beat her last defender.
Pressure coming on the catcher there, but Spain fielding that very well. No risk of losing the ball this time, and they attack. Again, the pressure from the French defence in the centres, they're really flying up there. So Spain go back down the short side.
And as I can see in front of the commentary box, Valverde has taken the field. She had an outstanding performance in her second game yesterday. So let's see if she can make the impact Spain will need, because right now it's France's second half.
Yeah, and France once again coming up with the ball there. It was a good little
Your scrum, yeah. It was a
good little steal and carry there from Zeze, but unfortunately they do lose it again. Here we see the action.
Number 1.
Zeze just trying the pop,
21, substitute
and it's
time.
gone forward.
Okay.
So we see another scrum. This is a situation that Spain scored from in the first half.
Time back on. That's your
Maybe
mark.
just a slight lifeline here with 2.5 minutes left to be played. There is still enough time. Spain would require 3 scores.
5.
Sorry, 2 converted tries would even be enough.
Set.
And Spain are off. Hitting it up in the centre is a good fend. Winning that collision, and she's off to the races. It'll be a sprint for the line. Does she have the pace? Cortazar Valverde. She does have the pace. And keep Spain in the game. Get that ball down. You've got 2 minutes left to play. The conversion will be really important, but she's gone under the sticks. So Spain on track for their 2 converted tries in the last 2.5 minutes. That would win them the game.
Yeah, we just said how good she was yesterday, and immediately she proves this right, beating off a tackle, and then paces all the way. It was a long run, it was deep inside her own half, but no one stops her when she's got that much space, when she's beating her defender, and Valverde with the next try in the tournament.
Yeah, fantastic athlete and a great player.
With it being right under the sticks, it's another 2 points. So Spain very much back in this game, 1.5 minutes to play, and they only need 1 converted try.
Absolutely.
To take the lead.
Absolutely. So they'll be looking to score as close to the post as possible to make that conversion a factor. And France with the ball. They'll look to run down the clock here whilst attacking. The inaccuracy there does give Spain the chance to counter-attack, and they do so with great intent.
And this is something where they will want to attack, as from transition it's much harder to put a rush defense on, as France is doing. The place chaotic, defense have to set. So this is exactly the point of where Spain will be want to attacking.
So Cara Zenica saying there was no roll away there. The ball did come out of the side of the breakdown, and France managed to nab it. But as we will see here in the replay, the French player on the ground just stopping the clean out, and that's what's caused the inaccuracy there. So Spain with a penalty, they choose the scrum.
Yeah, smart choice. They've been scoring offset piece. This is exactly where they will want to be and score the try now.
Yeah, and they've got a split setup again, so options on both sides of the scrum.
Pressure's on them though, only 30 seconds to play, 20 seconds to play by now. If they mess it up, the game's probably gone. But so far, they've been very clinical off scrums.
So here they go again, driving up towards the 22, about 30 meters out now. And still in control of the ball. That's the most important thing. They can take as much time as they want, as long as there are no breaks in play. And they attack the small side, making good yardage. Oh, but there is that error under pressure. I think that was Zeze. It was Zeze from France, forcing the error, winning the game for our team. That was an incredible performance from France, wasn't it? A very tight game, but they've done the job.
Exciting start to the day. Very exciting game. You never knew who was going to win it. France having the upper hand all game, but Spain really keeping it close because they kicked more accurate. They stayed in the game, and it was exciting till the end. France with a deserved victory.
So, and coming up for you now, we'll have Portugal against Sweden as we watch the highlights from that Pool C fixture, in which France top the pool. Spain will take second spot, with Portugal looking to get off the board here against Sweden. Portugal are seeded 9th, Sweden seeded 10th. Now I was talking to the Swedish coach last night, and I was asking just a few questions, because we've noticed in the commentary box big differences to the style that Sweden are playing, much more expansive than in previous years, and that does seem to be part of the natural development of their game plan. So Sweden, although they're seeded 10th, will fancy their chances here against Portugal. We have the Iberian Peninsula against Scandinavia in the Rugby Europe 7th Championship. I'm joined now by Andy Knight. He'll be experting us through this game.
Yeah, thanks Ian. Looking forward to this one. Could be a nice little match-up actually after watching that last game, France against Spain. That was a really good game, so certainly looking for that standard in this game if we can. Although they're both below Spain and France in this group, I think it's still going to be a good match-up and both teams wanting to progress through to the next round, I'm sure.
Yeah, and we see the teams lined up there. Portuguese captain has had a bit of running repairs in the night. I don't think that's a face mask for the sake of her skin. I suspect there's a broken nose in there somewhere. And Maya Müller of Harlequins leads out the Swedish national team. So Maya Müller, who plays rugby in England with the Harlequins, like I said, in the PWR, one of the most experienced players here in terms of 15s rugby, and a stalwart of the national sevens team.
Yeah, my good friend Chris Laidlaw coaching there at Harlequins as well. He'll have a good insight into her, so we'll maybe get a bit more information on her to see how she's doing. But as you said, she's been playing really well down in the PWR, so let's hope she can bring that experience and that ability to this field today, and as they take on this quite strong Portuguese team.
Yeah, and just someone else to... So just about to get underway here. Sorry, I was slightly distracted there. Mary Pringle doing the last checks, waiting for the countdown, and we're off. Portugal with a big high kick, great hang time, good pressure, and they're able to make a commanding hit, driving Sweden back into their 22. Maya Müller, we just bigged her up. That'll frustrate her terribly with that little inaccuracy. Knocking the ball on, coughing it up in the middle of the park in their own 22.
Yeah, great kickoff from Portugal there. Great height, as you say, the hang time. Got enough time to get underneath it for the supporting players and then forcing Sweden to make quick passes. Then unfortunately, as you said, Maya Müller just dropping it. Maybe taking her eye off the ball. She saw the attacking line coming up to hit her.
Pedro picks and goes, looking to attack a gap and create some space. Swedish defence shepherding them well towards the touchline. And that was a real feature of Sweden's game yesterday. They were incredibly hard to break down in their own 22. Well-organised defence. And once more we see Portugal struggling to break it down. A nice switch play in the middle field, bring it back to the short side. That looks to have gone forward, says Mary Pringle. So Sweden rewarded for that hard last-ditch defence in their own 22. 7 players working for each other.
Yeah, Portugal getting a little bit lateral there. We saw Da Costa not quite get back in a deep line, just trying to stick her hand out and receive that ball when it probably should have gone past her. She should have left that to go to the outside player or just worked that extra metre to get back, but good defence from Sweden.
So, and Sweden with the opportunity maybe to clear their lines, but that'll put them under pressure right from the set.
Step back, step back.
And they do the right thing, they just pick it, go, make the hard yards first. Slight fumble there at the back of the back of the ruck, but has gone backwards, and Sweden are able to break, going all the way here through Swartz, who gets the hands free, gets the offload off to Jakobsen. Jakobsen for the try. Fantastic reaction from Sweden. They were under pressure from the kickoff, but they managed to deal with it, weather the storm, so to speak, and they've scored the first try of the game, Andy.
Yeah, they did really well on their own try line there. Obviously a small mistake there at the very start of it, but then the pass away from the base of the scrum here, and just find a little gap. There's a lovely little break there from Swartz, I think you said it was. Yep, Swartz there. But look at the support play as well. Swedish really working for each other. You can see behind Jakobsen that there are 2 or 3 other players that have worked really hard to get there and support her as well if required. And on this occasion, she managed to get through herself. Well played, Sweden.
Yeah, well played, Sweden. Fantastic support play. They earned that. Portugal just seemed to switch off slightly when the Sweden fumbled it at the back of the breakdown there, and it was as if they were expecting the knock-on to be given, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was just looking at the chase back from Portugal as well. You know, there were 3 attacking Swedish players there for support, but there was only really one chaser getting back for Portugal, so they might need to work a little bit harder on their defence in the coming minutes.
Portugal on the attack now.
Hands out now.
That ball is free. And Portugal again working the blind side. Slight technical inaccuracies still, so all the teams we've seen this morning struggling with the different weather conditions today. That's more like it. Working the short side once more. But the ball just not quite being recycled that quickly. They'll look to get quicker ball than that if they want to maintain a bit of continuity up the park. Opportunity in the wide channels maybe. Da Costa just securing that breakdown. She was one of the stars of the first day. A lot of jackals and a lot of breaks. Here we see Sweden working back very well. So the Swedes looking lively today, whether it's going forward or going backwards, and they've secured this ball. Maya Müller moving it on. Good pick up. And they'll just need to bring a little bit more structure back into this. Maya Müller getting the hands free. No, that's exhausting work, isn't it? It's a very physical game they're playing at the moment, and that really drains the energy. We can see that the support players struggling to get back on their feet on time and get into position. And it will be Portuguese ball once more.
Yeah, there was a lovely initial break there from Pedro from Portugal going through the middle, but the Swedish defence, they worked really hard. We just mentioned the Portuguese not chasing back when the Swedish got their try, but the Swedish, they really worked hard to get back in defence and try and create that structure again, which they did well right up to that last play where it looked as if it was the number 2, Wikström, who went on her own, tried to go up the left-hand side with no support. And then Portuguese just snuffled out that, and I believe it will be a Portugal scrum here on the Swedish 22, or just outside the Swedish 22.
Yeah, slight delay in play here as we see Sweden's number 5, Amanda Swartz, getting some treatment. She'll be fine.
Yes, I heard you alluding to the weather conditions. A lot different from yesterday, Ian. You know, the wind yesterday was very strong, not great for a kicking game. Today a little bit better, certainly for the drop kicks, for the conversions. But we did see that the grass is a little greasy. There's a little bit of water on there. Maybe that's what's causing a few of these little handling errors. It's supposed to be a bit damper today, and the temperatures are good for sevens. But let's hope that it dries up a little so we get some great passing coming in from these women.
So Portugal off the back of the scrum. Utterbom with a lot of pressure there on the scrum half. But Portugal do come away with the ball, hitting it up in the centres and wrapping round well, trying to create the overlap on this left-hand side. Good catch. They haven't really stretched for that one. Oh, and once more, just desperate to try and find that solution to break down this tough Swedish defence. And coming up short once more, so Portugal being frustrated here. I just wonder how if that'll have a mental effect on them with so many chances going wrong.
Yeah, Ribeiro just knocking it on there. I mean, it wasn't the best of passes. It was just a little bit too far in front of her. I felt that they were trying too much up this tight side. I think they needed to set it up and realign and get that ball out, because when the Portuguese do pass it, they've got some good sharp passing technique, and that will certainly play well for them if they can start to really get the ball through the hands, as we see Sweden attacking from their goal line again.
Yeah, and we've seen they can score from this part of the field already. They've done it once today, so they'll still feel confident. They'll be happy just to have the ball here, and they do try to move the ball into space. Hot contest for that one, and Portugal come out on top. And the Swedish defence is relentless, the pressure they're putting on. So Portugal just slow it down a bit, regroup. Da Costa, she's been a fantastic player for Portugal all weekend. Here we go. And there was a slight little forward pass in there. Andy, he called it first. And again, like I said, Andy, this must be mentally draining for the Portuguese. They keep working hard to get in the right position. They keep coming up short, going away without any points.
Yeah, it will be frustrating, and we haven't heard much from their coaches, to be honest. I thought they're not usually quite animated, but they're quite quiet just now in the sidelines. But there we saw again, they're very flat. They're not working that extra 1, 2, maybe even 3 meters to get deeper, because as you said earlier, Costa yesterday, when she got ball in hand down the outside channel, she was unstoppable. She's a powerful woman, and they need to get the ball in the outside players' hands, but they have to come from depth and at speed.
So Sweden once more, again going down Route 1 stuff. Da Costa with the challenge, with the tackle, dragging the Swedish player down just before the halfway line. But they're keeping the ball alive well here before they just cough it up, and that is a knock-on. And it'll be the end of the first half. So Sweden with the first points of the tournament, the first try of their tournament, lead 5-0 at halftime.
Yeah, they've played really well in this first half. Again, they've grouped together. They've worked hard in defence to get back. In attack, they've had support players. We've said they've been a lot different this year. They're playing more rugby. And as you said, we chatted to their coaches yesterday, and you know they're looking for these women to have some fun. So let's listen in to hear what they've got to say in the huddles.
Estamos bem, boa organização defensiva, boa calma na defesa, estamos bem no ataque, estamos a circular bem a bola. Vamos só desafiar uma ou duas coisas. No ataque, talvez só dar um passinho nada para dentro, para que a execução do passe seja mais rápida, para depois termos mais tempo para explorar o espaço, ok? E sermos um bocadinho nada mais verticais no ataque também. Uma coisa é nós queremos jogar mais fora e tentar explorar o espaço fora, só eles também estão com boa largura. Então temos que andar bem para a frente.
Så kan vi passa lite tidigare om vi ska passa.
Ja.
Annars får vi bara.
Ja. Spacet finns där för att skitbra. Det är bra tjejer, det är 0-0. Tänk 0-0. Allt kan hända, det är 7 minuter. Det är de sista 7 minuterna vi gör i vårt liv, kan vi tänka. Det här är det viktigaste vi gör nu, okej? För vår champion-framtid.
Ja.
Do or die! Exakt, do or die! All in. Empty.
Are we here? Do or die, all in. Emma Utterbaum. She's not the captain of this team, but she's very outspoken and she is motivating her troops. There we see that first try from them. Getting Sweden off the mark for the weekend. A beautiful try for Jakobsen. And Portugal have their work cut out against a fired up Scandinavian outfit.
Yeah, we're hoping that Sweden can keep this going. You know, they are, I wouldn't say underdogs, but they're certainly a team that we like to see do well. However, the Portuguese are still strong. You know, they have got ability across the board, so they're not ready to give up, that's for sure. So Sweden need to be on their toes as we start off this second half.
Absolutely, it's only 5 points. It's all to be played for here. Do or die is the call from Sweden. And Portugal with the possession, more attent in this attack. This looks good. Attacking the spaces more effectively than did in the first half. And that's a woman we were talking about, Da Costa. She has power, she has pace, and she will have the stamina to take this one home and level the game up after 26 seconds of the second half.
Yeah, that's what we saw yesterday from Da Costa, wasn't it? Get the ball in her hands, the power of her. She's very difficult to put down. She's just a lovely little pass out here. I think it's from Santos, who gives it to her in space, and she just fends. It wasn't Jakobsen that time, it was Nunstedt. Just fends her off and then just cruises in the corner. But not an easy kick this for the Portuguese here. It'd be nice if they can get this, but it's quite far out, Ian.
Absolutely, but they've done the first job. They've tied up the game. They'd love to get the conversion, get their noses in front, but the most important thing was just to get back into the game, be the first team to score points in that second half, and they have done that. And what I found interesting, Andy, is to see Da Costa popping up on the wing again, because that's where she's had the best results this tournament. In the first half, she seemed to be more in the playmaker position, almost popping up in the middle of the park, connecting, distributing, and it's just not her strength, is it?
Yeah, certainly, as we said, she scored a few tries yesterday on the outside channel, so maybe that's been noticed by the coaches, and she's been told to step out and stop getting involved in the contact area quite so much in the middle of the field.
And after the kick-off, Portugal do come up with the ball after the inaccuracy from Sweden. So after tying up the game with the first attack of the half, they will now have an opportunity to get their noses in front. There we see the replay, just a knock on before the player was tackled off the park. Pedro prepares to feed to the scrum. And the Swedish scrum with a real push there, but Pedro is able to get the ball out cleanly. Laterally, looking for a gap somewhere. And they've got the contact point where they wanted. The whole width of the pitch to attack now. And they do move the ball in the width. Da Costa once more, attacking the line, getting the hands free on the switch. But what, oh, and Sweden with the ball now, so that's a turnover and a very, very important moment for them. Slightly isolated there, once more the Portuguese shooting up in the middle of the park, taking away those options for the first ball receiver. And Sweden once more, they like the short side. A good drive from Maya Müller. Beautiful work on the floor as well to speed up the retention. And Sweden going backwards slightly there. But they might have some space now. Unfortunately, that bounce pass just taking out the momentum from the move. They build again. Uterbom. And Portugal with a penalty. This is hard work for both teams here. But Portugal with the opportunity, and they seem to have the control in this half at the moment. Sweden struggling to get out of their own half. Moving the ball, scanning, looking for an opportunity, running towards the gaps. Da Costa once more, we know all about her, but she's shepherded into touch from the much smaller Swede, Wikström. That's Isabel Wikström. Her sister Cecilia also in the team.
Yeah, it was good defense there at the end. It was a bit of a shame on Sweden there. They got a good turnover and then they just got themselves a little flat, didn't quite know where to go, as I think you said in the commentary. Came back to the near side when it would have been nice to spread that Portuguese team wide, take them to the outside channels and realign a little more. But now they've got possession. Let's see if they can launch a good attack from their own 22.
Oh, and the line out went so well. I'm not quite sure why she dropped that. What happened there? Did she take her eyes off it? I'm not sure, but Portugal back in the attack here. Now, they've not had the best success rate in the opposition 22, but they just keep getting the chances. At some point, you'd think they'll tell.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure going on Sweden just now, and the Portuguese seem to be a little quicker to that breakdown at the moment, but they need to move this ball into the wide channels. We've got someone like Da Costa waiting there with that power. It's going to be difficult to stop if she gets ball in hand at speed, but she's back in the ruck again.
This time she distributes well, doesn't she? And that is the opportunity in the corner for the try. Mota Marquez. Portugal take the lead. It's taken over 12 minutes of rugby for them to do so, but it's been relentless, attack after attack after attack, and finally they have their reward. 10 points to 5, Andy.
Yeah, we're just seeing the replay there as the hooker there took her as Hamburg, she took her eyes off the ball a little bit. Portugal get the turnover, and this time they've got a little bit more depth and speed, and then they go flying in on the outside. So well played from Portugal, good hands, good quick transition, get it to the outside channels, and a score, with unfortunately conversion no good on this occasion.
Yeah, and Mota Marquez, an absolute nuisance on that left-hand side. She's very determined carries. It's a great reward for her. She's earned that, and she's got her team into a great position to secure third place in Pool C. 1 minute, they'll need to hold on to that lead. Sweden looking to score. A converted try would win the game for them. That looked to be quite a contestable kick-off from Portugal, but Sweden fielded it well. I'm not quite sure how Portugal came out with the ball from that breakdown, but they've managed to, and it was legal. Mary Pringle waving play on.
Yeah, I'd like to see how they got that one, because they just seem to pickpocket the Swedish attack there.
So Sweden rallying, 3 of them all round Mota Marquez. But she gets the hands free, and Portugal playing the ball away from that congested left-hand side, looking for space, looking to get the ball off the park, and she does so. Portugal will take the 3rd place in Pool C, and Sweden terribly disappointed. They've looked so much improved in comparison to previous years, willing to play expansive rugby, willing to do the hard work, but unfortunately coming up short, and they will fill the 4th place of Pool C.
Yeah, they've not played badly. That's one thing. They've got to take some positives from this as well. It's not been a bad tournament for them. They've just not managed to execute some of the points that they need. They've maybe been working on at training. They just need to be a little bit cleaner, a little bit clearer on what they're doing, and they will move forward. They will go into the plate tournament here. They will move on, they'll come back, regroup, and be ready for their next game later today. The next game up, we'll be having Great Britain are going to be taking on Belgium. Belgium probably disappointed they didn't score some more tries yesterday, but at the same time, GB haven't really performed as well as they were expected to, so they'll be looking for Day 2 to be a little bit better. We'll be back with that one in just a few moments. So we're back with Belgium against Team GB. Let's see what we've got today. Certainly Belgium will be looking to really put some points on them. After the way they played yesterday, GB will be looking to pick themselves up a little bit and show what they can actually do. The moment Belgium are topping the table. So let's listen into an interview and we'll come back with the commentary.
So first game of the day, first victory of the tournament, I think it is. Congratulations on the victory. It was a very tight one. How happy were you when that final whistle?
Very, very happy. We knew this win was so important to us because of the we lost 2 games yesterday, so this win was very, very crucial for our position in the tournament. So we were very happy to have completed our goal to win this game, and we were so proud of our game.
Yeah, congratulations on that. We saw a development from yesterday. Something's changed in the game plan. Was that on purpose? Did you talk about it yesterday, or was it just came naturally through playing with more motivation?
No, we had a meeting yesterday. We talked about our mistakes, and we talked about reflecting what we could do in the future in this day. So we learned from our mistakes, and we put all our efforts in to get better today.
Class, congrats. All the best for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Take care.
So great little interview there from Portugal, bit of an insight. They've had some team talks. I'm sure all of the teams have done that overnight. They've sat down over dinner, discussed what they can do better, what they did well themselves, and what they can keep going with as we take ourselves back to the action on the field with Belgium in attack at the moment, winning a little penalty there.
Team GB receiving the kickoff, but straight away under pressure, conceding yardage and ultimately conceding the penalty. So Belgium in a really, really good attacking position right now with the scrum on the 22.
Yeah, they've been really good at their passing. That's one thing for Belgium we've been liking. You know, they're good wide passing. They've got a great bit of accuracy and speed on their passes, so they'll be looking to execute those passes today once more. And again, they're coming back with that wrap around with the inside player coming to the outside. Not quite as accurate as they want to be. And it looks like it'll be scrum down for GB.
Yeah, that attack looked promising at first, but ended up being a bit messy. However, Team GB still under pressure. Scrum on their own 22. That looked like a bit of a knock on there, maybe by number 19. Loverbond, however, not picked up by the referee. Let's see what GB does.
Yeah, a bit messy at the scrum there, but they get the ball in the hands. Powering up the middle. Working really hard, as you see Goossens making the tackle. She had an outstanding performance yesterday in their last game. Team GB just a little bit erratic at the moment. Just need to settle this down, get a bit of go forward, create some depth, get some speed as we see them move it to the outside channels. Really trying to spread that Belgian defence. That's much better as they take it forward, but Belgium not quite up to there, but good tackle from Stevens, was it? I think that just made that tackle.
Yeah, good jackal by Goossens. Good jackal by Goossens. The Belgians had Team GB under control. GB barely managing to get out there 22. And once again, very good attacking position for the Belgians.
Yeah, this is a nice possession for Belgium. They've had their first little attack, which didn't quite go to plan. I would be expecting some slicker hands this time. Trying to get that ball out to the outside channels and really attacking this GB defense. Not so good with the handling again. We were talking earlier, Dennis, in this game. We were talking in the tournament, sorry, just at the very start. The conditions are a little bit different to yesterday, with the damp ground is maybe causing a couple of these issues for players, as the ball's a little slippery. Players are not quite used to it. They've maybe not had the time yet to adjust to the wet rather than the wind. Do you think that could be a factor in how it started for Belgium?
Yeah, most definitely. Probably take some time getting used to conditions, especially seeing that Belgium yesterday was really, really slick with the handling. And again an error, so Belgium again in a very good position. Feels like somewhat inevitable that they're going to score soon.
Yeah, GB just firing too hard a pass there. It was a lovely line that she ran, but the pass was just too hard, as we see Belgium getting the ascendancy here, but then they do a little knock on. Lots of little technical errors coming into the game at the moment in this first 4 minutes, as GB put boot to ball, but it's a good defense here. We're only seeing one GB player, 3 Belgians back. They've worked really hard. Look at them now. That's all the Belgians back, and GB are only just getting there. They need to work a little harder if they're going to put that kick through. As we see the little break up the outside, and that's Garnier. She was excellent yesterday. Some fantastic handoffs and power to hold that ball up for her teammates as we see them. This is more like we're used to. Bit of power going out, and that's Goossens again. Powerful, knees on the ground. Referee shouting to release it. Stevens taking a little break up the tight side. Oh, and then we see another little handling area coming in from Bokonda.
Yeah, but the Belgians, for the first time, really coming from depth, running some good lines, putting the GB defense under pressure. However, execution will have to improve, otherwise it'll be hard to get across the line here.
Yeah, I really like the way they worked hard to get back in defense, and then they can turn that defense into attack. However, as we said, look, they've got into really good possessions. It's a good enough pass for her. Just took her eye off it, maybe thinking, I can see the try line, I'm going to go for it, but they've managed to get the line out from this one. Let's see how they launch the attack as we see the jumper getting lifted. However, it wasn't particularly straight. I could see that from here. I'm sure you could see that as well, Dennis. Wasn't the best line out that we've seen. You being a line out specialist and all.
Yeah, used to jump fair for a few years myself. Yeah, I mean, challenging conditions once again. However, the wind is negligible compared to yesterday, so let's see how the teams progress.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing GB here. Let's see if they can launch an attack, actually get some ball in hand, because they have got some outstanding players. They're playing very individual at the moment. We need to bond as a team. They've not had much time together. But give them ball in hand, and I'm sure that they'll attack at speed and pace.
It's the first time they really have possession outside their own 22, so time to try something. However, eating up the space here a little bit, going sideways, Abigail Pritchard. Should have maybe cut inside a little bit earlier, or dished it out to her teammate on the wing.
Yeah, as you said, I think she ran across just as she got the outside channel, which can be a good thing, having a go at Bakonda. You know, she's just made a mistake. Maybe her confidence isn't as high, but she ran out of space, as you said. She should probably have stepped inside and maybe looked for a teammate for support, as we see Belgium win the line out this time. Set up a good attack. Now we're seeing their handling going outside. Goossens again looking at Stevens coming round on the wraparound. And she breaks free of that tackle. Can she go the whole way? It's a good scramble defense from GB. And that looks like it is try time for Belgium.
Yeah, Gertrude Werkema getting a really good offload by Margot Stevens. Quite a bit scrappy in the midfield over there. However, ball went backward, and then she managed to break the tackle of GB's number 19, Loverbond, and then they made their way through, simple offload, and then under the sticks. So with the conversion, 7-0 up.
Yeah, great little spin by Margot Stevens there, just to break the tackle of GB to get through, and then the support play. This is more like Belgium. Support play was there. They get the ball in hand. They've got some momentum going forward. Good work again from GB. Let's not put it all as negative, because they worked hard to get back, but the speed of Belgium was too much, as we listen into the team talks from both teams.
C'est bien, on a bien résisté. On s'est un petit peu affolé. Ça n'a pas été comme on avait décidé. Je vous l'ai dit, hein, le jour 2, c'est pas le jour 1. Mais on n'a pas craqué, et ça, c'est positif. Ce qu'il nous faut, c'est remettre la main sur le ballon. Je vous l'ai dit, il n'y a pas trop de confiance sur la première période, donc prenez de la profondeur. Quand on fait des use, faites-les avec beaucoup plus d'espace. Comme ça, on assure un petit peu les passes. Soyez beaucoup plus concentrés que ça, parce qu'on fait des erreurs, des fautes de main. C'est des choses que vous n'avez pas l'habitude de faire. On est d'accord? Donc on ne change rien.
Run away from support. Stick to the game plan, we will have success. Okay? Don't isolate yourself. D, really positive. Okay, this game is yet to be won. We need to win the game to get through. We know that, okay? So everything you've got. GB jersey on, everything you've got. What does it mean to you? You must want this more than them, okay?
Yeah, clear messaging. So the Belgians basically saying that was a bit of a messy first half. However, the good news is we didn't crack, as the Belgian coach put it. And then he urged his players to basically not go for contact as much, rather looking for the spaces on the outsides. And then the GB coach, basically putting out once again that they need to win this game.
Yeah, as you said, Dennis, some clear messaging there. GB very clear that if they want to progress, they really need to win this game. So what does it mean to them? So I think we're going to get an exciting second half. Let's hope it's not quite as scrappy as that first half. We could settle down a little bit. We see some good play, as GB put a very long, deep kick in. Well taken from Belgium as they get a bit of go forward. Straight up there, it's a Gurney again. Gurney. Pardon, mon français ce n'est pas bon.
Yeah, she's a good ball carrier.
Yeah, and there we see Belgium. This is the handling we're used to seeing. Side to side, into the hands, support player there quickly. And look at their outside line set up nicely. GB's defense looks good.
This is more like Belgium Sevens coach, who's actually a French Sevens legend, Thierry Bourrois. Wants to see from his girls. Not looking for contact as much, rather trying to find the spaces, and here we go. She's smiling going into contact. That is, Garnier is quite happy to run it up. But very good read by Loverbond once again.
Back, back, back.
At the moment, yeah, Belgium struggling to find gaps until now, but they've gone side to side, as you said. They're looking to play it proper seven style. As they get the object, can she get that one-handed offload with the support? That's fantastic. Great play by Cécile Blondieu, giving that pass away to Verkama to go under the sticks.
Again, running the really good support line, as she did for the first try. And I've got to say, the second half is much better rugby so far. And despite Team GB putting on the defensive pressure, the ball retention of the Belgians, the distribution, basically made sure that at some point the gaps will appear, and then the Belgians did well to exploit it.
Absolutely, yeah, side to side, let the pitch open up, some gaps somewhere, and then exploit them. And 2 against 1, great little one-handed carry from Cécile Blondieu, popping that ball back inside to Verkama. Lovely try from Belgium. GB now need to get some hand onto the ball. If they're wanting to progress into this next round, they really need to work hard here, get an early try in. Let's see how Belgium do with the kick-off from Stevens.
Perfect. Maybe lacking a few centimeters, but that was well weighted.
Yeah, lovely take from Lisa Cousins there, but unfortunately didn't quite go the Thames, right in front of us. Probably half a step in it, but assistant referee was right on line, and I'm sure that was the correct decision as GB tap and go from the halfway line.
Yeah, they really need to get on the scoreboard soon if they want to have. That was a bit lucky, I guess, for the. Oh, tackling here.
Yeah, lucky not to get a yellow card on that one, possibly, but it wasn't too dangerous, I think the referee's saying, but however, taking a player in the air in sevens, you've got to be very, very careful. But what I like from GB there is the quick thought process. Tap and go, the kick and chase, not a bad idea. However, this Belgium team are no slouches. No, they're getting back quickly as we see Cousins just take the ball in the air as she's taken. So, very lucky, I think, very lucky.
Yeah, Jennifer Hesketh got her timing wrong there. And it is incredibly dangerous, especially with the Belgian player landing a bit awkwardly.
Yeah, good decision from the referee, though. They've had a really good tournament so far, and today's no exception. I'm sure they will review all the things they do and ask themselves questions as they're having their dinner later tonight as well and throughout the day. So, decision was made. Let's play with it as we see Belgium attack again. Getting out to the wide channels if they can. Not quite making the 15 this time. But good speed to the breakdown to produce quick ball. Now we're into the 15-metre channels. Can she get that offload inside here? Will she go herself? She's got the legs to go the whole way. It looks like she does.
Well done, Romani Izerbi.
Izerbi going in, exactly, yeah. That's great little play again. Getting to those outside channels as we talked about earlier, Dennis, and creating some spaces. And if those spaces open up, at some point they're going to be exploited.
Yeah, I mean, she showed quite a bit of turn of pace there. Skinning Rosie Inman on the outside, breaking another tackle. Well-deserved score, and I think that should pretty much settle the question of who's going to win this game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. However, the GB defence didn't look that bad. They looked like they were connected. They were going as a unit, working across, not really letting any gaps. Is it maybe just some really good footwork there from Isabelle, or what do you think happened there?
I think it was a bit of both. She saw a bit of a mismatch speed-wise and then just went for it. I mean, they were numbered up. There was not an overlap, nothing. However, one-on-one, just a little bit better quality on the Belgian side here.
Yeah, 19-0 up, as you said. I think we know who's going to win this game. Now it's a case of by however many points they can, but let's see if we can get this kick going 10 again. We need some practice in, and unfortunately, looks like it's not going 10 once more. This has been a problem for yesterday and today. And you know, yesterday we had the excuse of the wind, possibly. Today, I don't want to make excuses for them, but is it a case that it's just a little bit wet and slippery out there? As we see Team GB having a little breakthrough there, and that looks as if it's Inman that's gone through under the stick, so...
She's making up for her mess up on defense just a few minutes ago, where she basically let vis-a-vis run past, and there the gap just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, she just seemed to do a little twirl around. Thought she was ice skating at one point there, but not the best of the defense there from the Belgians in Chihuahua. Excuse my pronunciation here to all the Belgians listening. Chihuahua.
Yeah, that was surprising to see. I mean, there didn't appear to be any space, but probably just the lack of communication on the Belgian side. Who's going to take who?
Kick off again there, Belgians recycling ball. Going again down the outside. She loves that little contact. Usually draws in one or two defenders.
Yeah, if you're Belgium now, you just want to keep the ball, let the clock run down, make sure there's no. Just as we say that.
Yeah, that's good defense from GB though. They're working really hard there as a unit. Might be just a little bit too late, but they're still sticking together.
And they need a score desperately, with a minute to go.
Yeah, if they can get a score in here, then they've still got the opportunity to go through as third place. Still two teams in third place will go through from these groups, so they're sitting on 4 points at the moment. It'll come down to try difference, I would suspect. But a good tackle there. A Belgian player, can't see who it was, just couldn't release her hands to get that pass away. As we go with a GB scrum, they move it to the outside again. Inman making that pass out there.
A little interplay there, really nice. Back and forth, back out of the hand.
Yeah, it was a nice little pass to Woodman there, who's trying to set Anstead free as they go quickly. Move it back to the middle of the field.
And the handling error, however, referee adjudicates that went backward.
Maybe getting a little erratic and a little bit of pressure at the moment. GB under that pressure and just expecting or wanting the score maybe too much as Belgium slow this down. I think we might see Goossens or Stevens just tap and kick this one to touch.
Just as a little bit of rain is starting to fall over Hamburg.
And there's Colette there standing with the ball in hand. They actually look as if they're wanting to run this. Maybe they're wanting a little bit of practice here. They know they've won the game. Maybe they're looking to try one of their set moves rather than kick it off the park, but...
Yeah, Amelie Anstead got hit a little bit high there. And however, that was not picked up by the refereeing team. See whether Belgium plays this. It looks like, yeah.
Yeah, they're going for a play, aren't they? They've got one of their set plays, trying them, maybe for later in the tournament. As they hit the wide channels again. Contact, ball secured. Look how deep that's a lovely depth they've got on that. Moving on at speed. Lisa Goossens again, just stepping inside, evading one tackle, putting down to the ground. A nice tackle there from Clark. As we move to the far side, again, they're going side to side, which is great. They're opening up some spaces. You talked about that earlier, Dennis, opening up the spaces. The coach has got them to move that ball to try and create the opportunities as they come back to this side now. They're not scared to move it. Although this is energy sapping, that's the one thing I would say that maybe they should be looking at conserving a little bit for later, but some great lines of running. Once again, down the 5-meter channels, goes outside, inside. I think there was a little hand in there, so it could be a yellow card. Is it going to be a yellow card? I think it
yellow
is.
For Evans.
Yeah, Evans, I think it is. Yeah, you're correct there. So now they might want to run it. They're 7 against 6. I would like to think that they can move that ball wide with some big space to play in. Realistically, 2 defenders here against 3 attackers. And with the Belgians' passing ability, I would like to think that they can get down on the outside. Oh, she's a little unlucky. I can see in your eyes there, Dennis. Yeah. Little unlucky. It's not as if she went for the ball. It did hit her. However, referees adjudged that it was a hand in there, so therefore the penalty, the yellow card, is given. Oh, beautiful little break there from Colette.
Yeah, she's taking matters into her own hands.
Traditional scrum half snipe. defence a bit unsure. Do they go wide? Do they stay tight? That's what happens when you move down to 6 players in your team. You've got to make a decision, and unfortunately, her decision was wrong. You can't really fault her too much. She had 2 decisions. She's already turned her hips and her shoulders.
Yeah.
Number 7 couldn't break out the scrum quick enough. Wood couldn't get out of there, and Colette goes under for a Belgian win. Congratulations to Belgium as they win that game, 26 points to 7. They will go through to the next round, and Team GB will have to wait to see what happens in the other groups to see if they can then progress.
Yeah. Third convincing performance by the Belgians, who also really upped their game in the second half. First half was still a little bit scrappy, a little bit of handling errors. However, they upped their game and quite impressive display second half. Ball retention was really good, and they managed to find the gaps, create the gaps. Next up, Ireland versus Denmark. The Danish, some decent results yesterday. However, they did come up short against Belgium, as did Ireland. So we're going to see who's going to progress into the quarters here.
Yeah, Denmark really impressive in their first game yesterday when they gave Great Britain a real fight, especially it being...
So I'm here with Lisa Goossens. Congratulations on that win. That looked like a tough game. Did you enjoy it?
Yes, it was very difficult. I think our start was not really great, but we kept building, we kept going, and I think our engagement is the thing that won this game.
Yeah, some really good play. We were seeing you're going side to side, so you've gone to the left, you've come to the right, you've opened up some spaces. The GB team, they're not slow. There's some really good players, but Belgium seem to be on a high just now. Can you go on and win this, do you think?
Yes, for sure. If we keep building on this game, the games yesterday, we will win next game too.
Yeah, no tries for you in this game. Can I have a hat trick in the next game? Would that be okay for 3 tries?
Yes, yes, I will try.
Excellent. Look forward to seeing you in the next game. Thanks very much, Lisa.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Backwards!
Yeah, as I was saying, Denmark very impressive in their first match against Great Britain, especially it being their first game in the European Championship. Ireland yesterday with a very solid performance, 1 loss, 1 win.
Backwards!
So they're the named favorites here, obviously with Denmark just creating promotion. But still, we had some good examples of Denmark yesterday. Sophie Giesing was very impressive. Freya Halbach was very impressive. So yeah, we'll see what they can create. And Freya Halbach immediately with a little half break gets the offload away, and oh, that's silky handling by the Danish player. It's Agostino running down the line, and Agostino, the gymnast, she scores the first try of the match. I was just saying Ireland's named favorite here, but Denmark immediately with some outstanding rugby. Halbach with the offload, then the great handball over the top to Agostino, and she goes over.
That was maybe the best try we've seen so far all day. 2 beautiful offloads, and especially the second one. Oh, she couldn't even see.
Yeah, Olivia Nelstad, that's outstanding.
She couldn't even see Agostino. She must have just heard her sixth sense throwing the ball over her shoulder.
Yeah, we talked about Agostino yesterday. She has a great story. She was at the Olympics a couple of years back with Greece, being a gymnast, and now she's in another sport. Again, she reached the top level in her country, playing for Denmark now in this European Championship. And with her big fan, her pace, she's shown why she's doing this. Great try, great opening performance by Denmark, and a very contestable kick restarts the game, but it's claimed by Ireland, and now they show some pace.
Denmark, Nienstad getting penalized straight away for being off her feet at the breakdown, which gives Ireland a bit of space and a chance to attack. Good pace to this game, straight up. There was a little bit of drizzle early on. However, handling is much better than in the first game, in the earlier games.
Yeah, you can tell. Ian and I were saying in the first 2 games, it's always hard to play rugby that early as you're not training them at that time usually. And even though you're used to the tournament format, playing the first game in the morning, it's tough because it's not a condition you're used to. So these teams probably more used to the times they're playing now. And Katie Baker breaks the line and scores the try. That equals the game. It's right under the post. It's a very fair chance Ireland take the lead here. Katie Baker, she was outstanding yesterday as well, wasn't she? And now with that breakthrough immediately shown, she's here to play.
Yeah, first of all, good run, Cody. And then Baker, just a devastating ball carrier. Running through arms, half tackles. Not necessarily the sight you want to have as a defender on a bit cold Saturday morning.
Yeah, nice switch play as well with Megan Burns, who was holding the ball up, and then Baker has a space to attack, and then just too quick not to be called. And Ireland will kick off again, so Denmark will probably get the ball again. They kick contestable though. This looks dangerous, but it's well claimed by Kinsau Rihai. And Denmark attacks short sides, well covered by Katie Burns. That's a bit messy here. Maria Latos spotted an intentional slap down, so it's a yellow card to Ireland. Denmark now with 7 players against 6. Ireland have to play this game with 1 player less. We'll see how they adapt.
Yeah, I'd like to see that one again. It was a bit scrappy. Oh yeah, that was...
Yeah, it's a fair call.
McKerney just reaching out, no realistic position to get the ball. However, it did not look like a line break or anything along those lines. However, the tolerance in sevens is not quite there. In 15s, she might have gotten away with that one. See whether Denmark will be able to exploit the spaces that will be opening up now.
Oh, a powerful runner again. That's Augustino with a good carry. And Freya Hallbeck looks to create some go forward by picking off the base. Tackled.
Yeah, runs straight into contact. Quite the physical player, however, the Irish able to deal with it.
Now, well done to Yahai, beats one defender, then gets the offload away. So now they get some go forward. There should be space somewhere, but the scrum half just takes too long to get the ball on. Ireland time to reset. So this does not look as dangerous, but Freya Hallbeck, it's always dangerous when she touches the ball. And again with a leg trap, gets go forward. They look to attack short side. This is a bit of a wild offload, but it works out in the end. No, it does not. Maria Latos, this one's gone forward. It's a forward pass. It's a scrum to Ireland. We see Augustino here telling her teammates to calm down, play more composed.
Yeah, I mean, you're up a player. Nienstad just pushes it a little bit too much here. I mean, it didn't seem like she had any support. Everyone else was in the ruck, so that might not have been the best decision.
We've seen a lot of teams though pick off the base and look for contact there. Germany were doing it quite a bit, Sweden's doing it quite a bit. Now Denmark, we saw them yesterday do it as well, so I think that is something tactical. But she immediately looked for that offload. You could see she had her arms high already when she was in the tackle, so all she wanted to do was get someone free. Ireland did well to defend it, so that pass went forward. And now Ireland having time here to run the clock down for the yellow card to come back, and now they can attack here. Megan Burns again looking dangerous, holding the ball up for Fitzpatrick on the outside, but Fitzpatrick's well tackled by Augustino.
Yeah, she's been impressive on offense and on defense so far. They can make some good meters over the advantage line. This is probably not how the Danish imagined their numerical superiority to be like, however.
I think they are looking solid. It's not really like Ireland's looking dangerous to score at the minute. They're always getting brought down. They do get territory, but there's no real line break chances so far. We'll see what happens here when Megan Burns touches the ball. Another tackle by Freya Hallbeck. But she does not roll away. Maria Latos gives the penalty. Let's see what Ireland do from here. They'll probably pick a scrum again to run the clock down for the yellow card to come back. Yes, which is exactly what they do.
Yeah, they have all the time in the world.
Maria Latos, German referee. She's from Hamburg as well, so this is an absolute home game for her in her hometown. Do you remember last year, Dennis, she had her own fan club? There was a big Maria Latos fan club banner in the stands. We have not seen that yet so far, but it's another day to go, so maybe they'll come later today or tomorrow.
She's made the rounds. She's the best German referee that there is. Ref at the Olympics, at the Women's Six Nations. So
it's very, very impressive achievement for us Germans to have a referee on that high level. While that is Cody. Cody, thank you. Clara Cody makes a good break, and Ireland again. They look really dangerous now off that set piece. Hey, you can tell they're back at 7. They accelerated their attack. And Elena McCartney is in the corner, runs it in, makes it an easier conversion, and puts the ball down. And this will be half time. There's only 10 seconds to play. They will take their time with the conversion and then take a lead to half time.
Yeah, she just got back from the yellow card and created that chance.
Well rested.
So yeah, Ireland will be happy with this performance. Down a player for 2 minutes. Managed to retain the ball well while they were down a player. And pouncing when the opportunity around.
Yeah, really interested what the coaches will tell here, because it's been an interesting game. Hey, it's not really up and down. Our team goes real dominance. Ireland on top so far. James Topping is going to say some interesting thing probably. I'm a big fan of the assistant coach of Denmark, Ronnie Brown. He used to be...
Hold, out.
Let's listen to the halftime speeches.
Getting into center and playing is working really well.
Yeah, it's all good effort when there's only 6 of us on the field, holding up the fence till the line comes back on.
I think we can see when we actually go after them, when we get the ball to second, third, and really put pace on, gaps will open up.
Yeah.
We can move it wide, we can come back in the switch, we'll see those gaps open up.
I think we just need to keep staying deep at second. Yeah. We're creeping a bit sometimes. And tell first you want it.
Yeah. It's not always clear.
Ja.
Lidt for passiv, okay?
Ja.
Jeg vil op og bare tage den med det samme, så de ikke laver den der bøfter ud med os.
Det der er forskellen mellem den her kamp og Belgien-kamp, det er, at vi møder dem. Ja. De kommer ikke nogen vegne, men I bliver nødt til at stole på den der. I bliver nødt til at efterlade det der breakdown. Ja. Det er ikke okay længere. Ja. Okay? Alle sammen. Ud af det der breakdown. Vi er 7 på banen, vi er 7 på fødder, så har vi den. Vi har den. Eneste grund til, at vi scorer, det er fordi, vi kigger på det der breakdown. Det er vores værste nemesis lige nu. Så vi skal lade være med at holde øje med det, lade være med at honeypot ud med jer, stol på det, op ad pres, så har vi den.
12-5, men det er muligt. Jeg har fået tråd på det, men jeg tror på det, hvis I arbejder for hinanden.
Okay? Vi starter.
Ina Vistisen with some very clear words before she switched to Danish. We heard her saying, we had them, so this is a very clear statement that she backs her team in this game. As we were saying, we had some issues earlier. Johnny Brown, before taking over the assistant job in Denmark, he was the assistant coach in the Ireland men's program, so he probably knows a lot of the players they're playing against as well. It's an interesting match for him. So we'll see how this game's going to unfold now as the teams take the field again. And it's Ireland to kick off that second half.
Yeah, Irish team pretty much happy with the performance, given that they held the upper hand, a player down, and basically the key message was up the tempo, and the gaps will appear.
Hold, thank you.
Dimitro feeling the ball, and again, very good run.
Augustina is an outstanding game so far. High scoring that try. She had a good run as well. She tackled Fitzpatrick really well once, and now this break as well. She plays really good so far. And now we'll see how Denmark can recover from this. There's hands on the ball, but Maria Laudes lets it go. Now she gives the penalty. 4 hands in the ruck.
Yeah, Katie Baker coming in as the second player, being a little bit too keen on the pill.
Denmark up into scrummage again. So we'll see if they can create something off set piece here. Going for a split setup. Freya Hallberg's waiting on the one side. Augustina's on the other side. And Jan is right in the center, so she can choose.
Yes.
As well as Nienstedt. There's the option as well to pick to one side. They keep all their options open. Yes, swoops around on the right side, gives the ball to Hallberg, and Hallberg with a little half break dominates the collision, but is brought down eventually. And they snipe short side, and ooh, this is some pace by Elmbach. And Elmbach is going to go all the way, she does.
For quite a physical player, that was Impressive.
Yeah, she sees the space opening up on the short side. No one else saw it, really. I did not expect her to go that way. And then she runs around the opposite defender and goes all the way. Well done to her. It's a second try to Denmark. It's 2 tries to 2. Ireland with the conversion so far, so they will stay in the lead. But let's see if they can do here. Oh, the good pace shown by Almbach.
Baker underestimated her a little bit. I think she gave her the sideline basically in order to run her into touch. However, Almbach needed very little of a gap to make it all the way through.
And as you can hear by the big Danish support that's here again, the conversion went through again, so it's a 2-point game. Right, now you can see it on the screen, 14 points to 12. It's really cool to see the Danish support. And they have a big fan base, heaps of Denmark flags in the stands. It's cool to see. It's not that far here, we're way in the north of Germany, so it makes sense that they traveled the way down.
Yeah, we're about 2 hours from the Danish border. However, if you're coming all the way over from Copenhagen, will be more of a that bit of an opportunity wasted. I think Halbech could have reached that ball. However, the bounce was a little bit wicked. So, Irish line out.
Classic bouncing rugby balls, unpredictable.
Yeah, this game could go either way now. I think the Irish looked a little more settled at the halftime. However, now they know that they need to deliver.
Yeah, Denmark found their way into this game in the second half. They did really well off set piece there, created something. Halbech's always dangerous with ball in hand, dominates collisions, and off that when Ireland on the back foot, the other players can create something around that.
Please, a little bit. Thank you.
Let's see whether they can put Ireland under pressure at the set piece.
Are we good for the substitutions? Thank you. Time is back on.
Baker takes the ball well. Fitzpatrick does not get the best of passes, however, deals with it well. Big contact in midfield.
Big tackle by McGibbon. And this is a not on. It's a great defense by Denmark. Again, keeping Ireland out of the play. That big shot by McGibbon is the one that's been remembered, but also the second tackle was nicely done, forcing an error. It was Halbech, of course, making the hit here, and it goes so far dominant that Ugueru doesn't really have a chance to catch that ball as there's a collision right in front of her. And Denmark with the scrum attacking, instead to feed.
Yeah, feels like the momentum has swung here, especially with the try. Danish really on the up here, playing a lot more confident. However, sevens can be a bit of a roller coaster, so all to play for here in Hamburg.
It's Agostino again, and
this time she gets dealt with,
tries
though.
to get the offload away, can't do so. Does well to pick and then go down again as the support wasn't there to arrive.
And then the
that ball
handling
unfortunately
error.
goes forward. Ireland with the advantage, looking to go forward. Throwing that ball a little away. But now they have clean ball to play off again. And again, going off the first carrier, seeking contact. Ball seems to be greasy. There's a lot of handling errors. The ball goes to floor a lot. And now we have the next scrum to Denmark in a similar position we had earlier. They weren't able to create off there, but Agostino got a little half break through and then got turned over, unfortunately. So we'll see if this time maybe they find a way through that Irish defense.
Yeah, with 2.5 minutes to go, all to play for. That looked to, I mean, maybe the Irish a little bit unlucky here, getting the knock-on call against them.
I wonder if something happened to Sophie Giesing. She was outstanding yesterday. She's still not on the field with 2 minutes to play. Oh, this is a nice spot. I see in space. Is then brought down, though.
Just by the last little bit of fiber of her
and there's
shirt.
space outside. Ugueru covering the center.
Halbech taking on 3 or 4 Irish defenders.
And now they play wide. But unfortunately, there's a next handling error. This time by Agostino. Yeah, we had some rain in the games earlier. The ground's very wet. The ball's probably greasy, so it's excusable, but it's just unlucky as both teams with so much potential to score tries and then being let down by the handling.
Agostino has been on the pitch for the full game, made quite a bit of yardage, so obviously fatigue creeping in here as well, especially given how tight the game is and how much effort these players have put in. Yeah, McKerney getting her second breather.
Amy Lan now feeding the scrum. And it's well contested by Denmark. But Maria Latu said they're pushing up. So Ireland with the penalty, which they take quick. Amy Lan has a go at the defensive line. It's brought down by Ndiaye. And Kragelund just on the field. It's her first action of the game. She got subbed off for the scrum, wins the penalty, and then drops the quickly taken penalty. She's got to be mad about that. She did so good work on getting back on that half break of Amy Lan, winning the turnover, and then losing the ball like that. That must be frustrating for her.
That was a coach killer. You just got the penalty, did everything right. Good jackal, first arriving player, and then just a little bit too excited. I mean, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, calm heads should have prevailed here with a minute 40 to play. I'm not sure her teammates were ready for this one either.
Oh, but this time Denmark managed to turn over the scrum. They were very competitive in the last one, and this time they get the ball out of it. And Agostino again trying to dominate collisions. Drops the ball, so Ireland playing with an advantage now. That's a good tackle made by Almbach. She has a good game as well.
Yeah, textbook around the ankles.
And they're looking to get Fitzpatrick in touch, but she does really well to stay in field and then hold the ball up for Amy Lan, who also does well to stay in field. This is right in front of the commentary box. Amy Lan lets the ball go, picks and goes again. And now they're looking to attack out wide. This is a nice offload getting away by Lucia Lynn to Boylan. And that's the final hoot, and they will kick to touch now. Yeah, Fitzpatrick looking to kick to touch, winning the game. Oh, the clock. I just see the clock in the stream stars. We're sorry about that. There's a problem with the picture. But yeah, we heard the final hoot, so that game's done. Smart decision by Alana Fitzpatrick to kick the ball to touch. We saw Lithuania yesterday when the game was done. They still attacked, and then they lost the game in the end with a similar scoreline. So smart choice by Fitzpatrick to kick it to touch here. Unfortunately for Denmark, again, with a really impressive performance considering it's their first championship game. First championship tournament. They can be really proud of their performance. They came up short, very, very short twice in this tournament. That must be frustrating. With experience, there will come that area to close out tight games and win them in the end. But congrats to Ireland. Well done, good game management, and in the end, winning that game.
So straight back into the action here, Poland against Czechia. Poland leading Pool B, Czechia in second place. They've both gone 2 from 2 on day one. So this is going to be the deciding game for Pool B, who tops the pool and who finishes in second. And here we see the players take to the field, the referees as well. Poland in the new and very impressive black kit. Looking good, ladies. And Spain in their classic red with dark blue shorts, playing from right to left. Here we see the squad of the Poland team. An experienced team. They've been around. Don't forget Poland winning the tournament last year.
So we have a 5-second count.
And here we see Czechia. Watch out for number 7, Agnieszka Marta Sladkova. She's been around for years and years. She brings a lot of experience and an incredible athlete. And there we see Jenny Lee taking control of the game, doing our final checks as we get ready for the countdown. And we're about to get underway with the action in Pool B. A good high kickoff, well taken by the Polish lifting block, and we're off to the races. Spreading the ball in the width, looking for a gap, attacking the gap, and back on the inside. Interview with an Irish player coming up. Over to you, Andy.
So congratulations, Kathy, that's you guys through with a try for yourself as well. How did that feel?
Really good. I think we have a lot to work on. but honestly, not every game of sevens is clean and perfect. So we just fought really hard and we got the win, which is exactly what we needed.
Yeah, exactly. Got the win, pitched in second place, going through. We're not sure who you're going to meet yet. Still a few games to determine what that is. How's it been with the weather? We're now on a little bit of rain today instead of wind of yesterday. Has that affected your gameplays?
No, not really. Sure, we're used to this at home. And we've actually had lovely weather at home, so of course we come to Hamburg and we get the rain. But no, we don't look into the weather too much. Just try and stick to our game and just grind it out if we need to.
Fantastic. Well, we wish you all the best. We look forward to seeing you hopefully in the final this year.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
All the best.
And here we see a replay of that first try for Poland against Czechia. Under the post, so it'll be good for the conversion. And that was number 14, Martina Wardaska.
Yeah, great first 1.5 minutes for Wardaska. Hey, she shot outstanding strength when in that lifting part earlier when she lifted the player up. And then the next action now, she breaks the tackle and shows speed as well. So an all-round great rugby player. Really good to get her on the scoreboard early.
Yeah, and attempting to replicate that. They're the successful kicks from day one, but that's just gone short, giving Czechia an opportunity to find footing in this game. Don't forget, both teams here going 2 from 2 on day one, so looking to top the pool. And Czechia making progress up to the 10-metre line of Poland. Evading, stepping, and shifting the ball out in the width. Slight inaccuracy, but they do manage to keep the ball in play. A good step, but the ball drifted forward in that pass, which breaks down a very promising Czech attack.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Dietrichova there. She gets that difficult pass and she handles it really well. It bumps over the floor, it bounces. We saw in the game before, the ball's greasy, it's hard to catch. And with that condition, she picks it up really well and then shows a great step to Vidilona Zajsluk on the inside and goes through. Really unfortunate that ball gets pulled back for her because she did outstanding work there.
Absolutely. I don't know if all the viewers can see this at home, but there's a slight rain. It's not much. It's just enough to make that ball on the ground a bit greasy, which might be the reason why we're seeing a few unforced errors today. Czechia with immense defense, really putting the pressure on here, turning the screw on Poland. Desperately looking for a way to make some meters, gain some momentum. And they do find the gap. Drugala charging towards the try line, and there's no support coming with her, but that doesn't matter. She's the kicker. I'm sure she'll turn this into an easy 7 points. And Poland with a commanding start to this game. We've got 3.5 minutes played, 12 points on the board with the conversion still to come.
It's interesting. Czech is playing a lot of rush defense as well. They're putting up a lot of pressure on that Poland attack, but Poland's doing well on attacking those small spaces around the ruck. We saw earlier the try by, who was it? I think it was Wardaska who scored the first try. She broke a tackle as a first receiver, and now this time she picks around the ruck and just goes through like that. Druzgala, well done.
Yeah, it was a number 4 of Czechia, was it? It was Teresa Batova who was defending the fringes, and she's just assumed the pass was coming, shifted out a little early, and that created the opportunity. Poland clinical as ever. And that kick is much better. They'll be able to compete it, and they do get it back on their side. Wardaska securing the ball and winning the penalty through the infringement from Czechia. So Poland just slow this down a little bit, and they'll take the scrum.
Outstanding kick by Druzgala. Here we see it again. It's super high, it's short, it's really hard to deal with as a Czech player, and the Poland chase can just tap it back and give time, and then Czechs off their feet on this one, winning the penalty.
Yeah, commanding start from Poland. We've got 5 minutes on the clock, so 2 minutes left in the first half, and we've got 14-point difference already. Czechia not really looking that dangerous of yet, but that can all change very quickly as we watch Poland build from their own half. Again, a break, a clean line break for Poland. Witkowska going the whole way, diving in front of Sladkova and scoring the try, the third try of the first half. Poland in full control of the fixture.
Yeah, Witkowska well done here. They attack wide. The Czech defense is not as much rushing as it was before. And then she throws a little dummy. Czech fall for it, and she goes right through there. Play dummy switch, so the defense has to adapt. They have to communicate who's taking who, and they fail to do that, so she can go straight through and scores under the post again. So it's another easy kick, and 21 points up at 6 minutes played.
Czechia will be frustrated, won't they? Because they had the numbers. Like you said, it was a communication error. I think it was Gartner-Rova who wasn't quite sure, wasn't quite committed.
It seems like she missed the conversion. Looking at the scoreboard, it's 19 points up. I'm sorry about that mistake.
So 19-0, less than a minute in the first half to play, and Poland look to capitalise on another error from the Czechia team, attacking down the right-hand side, outnumbered slightly here, so they look to shift the ball on to the other side of the park. And the kick, they've seen there's no sweeper in the back, and that was Druzgala. Czechia do come up with that ball. I think there's a knock-on in there. So despite winning that ball after such hard work from Czechia, they will have to defend another set in this first half. Coming from the set piece, coming from the scrum for Poland. Here we see the replay. Just a little knock-on, there it was. Eagle eyes from Jenny Lee. And we're off. A little fumble there. Czechia do win the ball back. Will they try to play? Do they want to get their own points on the board, or will they just clear their lines, get the ball off the park? I think I know what I would choose from this situation.
This looks dangerous.
Fair contest in that breakdown. Hotly competed from both sides.
Polish tackler just not rolling away, which she gave the penalty for here.
Absolutely. So Czechia just get exactly that. There you see the experience of Sladkova taking us into half-time with a 19-point deficit, and Czechia will see what they can build in the second half. Once more, this Pool B fixture for the first place.
Uwaga! Jedna Lucja, jedna. Patrzcie tutaj. Prawie dostał się karnego. Patrzmy na sędziego. Oni stoją. Cofać, mówi cały czas. Black back. No. Uspokójmy tą grę. Dziewczyny, fokus jest 0-0. Rozumiemy? Wychodzimy. Jest to samo.
Okay. Spokojnie, yeah? Blue head thinking now, okay?
Yeah.
Blue head thinking. Nice and calm.
We put your level in 1-1 in defense, please. Okay? For you, individually, and for you collectively. Okay? It's the first point. The second point, when you have the ball in attack, please, be careful of your pass. First pass or different pass. It's not possible to pass the ball and the ball won't go on the ground. Look before, prepare your hand, play simply, but please, correct this also for the second half. Okay? It's very important to score twice, to stay in the game.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic little insight there into the Czechia team. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people watching back home think, well, he's not saying anything special at all. When I coach under 12s, it's the same thing that I'm saying. Watch where you're passing. Make sure you're defending well as an individual and as a unit. There's nothing special. They are more accurate, they're more athletic, but they still play the same game as we all know and love.
And sometimes it's good to get those reminders in. Hey, think about the basics. You can do all the crazy stuff you want. If the basics don't work, it's not helping you. And especially with French coaches, I've been coached by a couple of French coaches, and they love to remind you of those basics and work really, really hard on this. So this is a typical French thing to do.
Yeah, and he's absolutely right, isn't it? That they're exactly the points that Czechia were missing in the first half. We know how competitive they can be, but if the basics aren't working, it's going to be very hard to build. And we're just about ready to get going with the second half, so 7 more minutes of rugby to decide who tops Pool B. A deep kick. Sladkova distributing, but not getting the ball away cleanly. That will not impress the coach. And Poland with the first try of the second half, just adding to the misery here for Czechia. And Poland well on their way to securing Pool B first place.
Ilona Zeisluk, superstar potential, knows exactly where the camera is afterwards, showing the heart into it. Well done. It's well done off transition as well. It's a really well collected try. They win the turnover, they move it away quickly, and then Pasczyk, she has pace. She goes around the defender, draws on the outside one, and can free Ilona Zeisluk, and from that close, you don't stop her.
Yeah, absolutely. She is a natural-born finisher. And there we see the love. So Poland commanding the game and with another opportunity to kick. This time they go for a more contestable option and they're underneath it, rising beautifully. But Gartnerova snaps up that loose ball. We have one Czechia player down, so playing with 6 women at the moment.
Great contest by Klichovska there, hey. Really winning, getting up very high, winning the contest in the bat in the air, tapping the ball back, and then unfortunately for Poland view, Czech still recollect the ball. And now the players back up, so 7 on 7 again.
7 on 7, we've got 5.5 minutes left to play in the second half. There is enough time for Czechia, but they'll need to get points on the board as soon as possible. And they're probing this Polish defence, who have stood strong to all the challenges they have faced. Big hit coming in there from Czechia as they watch Poland winning their ball back. The grubber kick, there's space, they found it. If she's able to gather, which she isn't, unfortunately, the ball just dribbles over the touchline. Zeisluk was looking for, sorry, that was Krysiak, was looking for another try.
It's interesting, hey, because we saw Czech very dominant yesterday, unbeaten yesterday, we can't forget that. And I feel like this is all Poland's game so far. Czech really having trouble to find a way into this. So yeah, the Poland, they do really well. No. They deal really, really well with this strong Czech team.
They do indeed, and as you were talking, the skies have just opened, so that drizzle that I was talking about before is now proper rain here in Hamburg. And the line out goes too long. Poland with a chance, a loose pass, and the knock-on, possibly it was indeed. Like I said, the rain pouring down now here in Hamburg, which is not going to make it easy for Czechia to get 4 tries in 4 minutes. Here we see the inaccuracy. There was a 2-on-1 out there. There was plenty of space. It looked to be a certain try. But if the passes don't go to hand, like the Czechia coach said, then you won't be able to get the points. Here we go. Czechia building from deep. Another the ball just sliding out the hands. It looks like a bar of soap right now. And it's the next unforced error from Czechia. Sorry, my mistake. I didn't see Jenny Lee's signal there. And it will be a scrum to Czechia. Knocked on in the challenge from the hand of the #1 from Poland.
We good? Thank you. Here we go. Time back on. Crouch. Bind. Set.
So Czechia facing the challenge of going the full length of the pitch now. They do have possession. They'll need to look after the ball better than they have done.
Right on. Knock on by flank now.
Looks to be another knock-on from Poland. Jenny Lee shows the advantage and stops the game as it doesn't come. So once more, the clock being run down here by set pieces. Not a lot of ball and play time here. And that is largely now down to the weather conditions changing dramatically for the second half.
Bind. Set. Hold. Perfect. Good. That's out. Okay.
And Poland winning 1 against the head. You don't see that very often in sevens rugby, do you, Robbie?
Yeah, it's the second time we saw it today already. Denmark mentioned the same thing as Ireland earlier today. So it seems to be a trend of the weekend. And again, the ball's on the floor with these greasy conditions, really difficult. So we have the next knock-on, it's another scrum. We go from scrum to scrum in this half. I think Poland won't be too sad about it as it takes time off the clock. It's not too draining for the backline at least, as they don't have to work as much.
Just what I wanted to say, Robbie. I think this is pretty much perfect for Poland, honestly, because it's taken Czechia the opportunity away to play some expansive rugby and get themselves back in the game. Poland pretty much getting the job done in the first half already. Now, they're quite happy just to watch that clock ticking over. Every second that passes, just making the task a little bit more difficult for Czechia. Don't forget, this game really does have a lot of meaning, because whoever wins this will top their group. And again, somehow managing to hold on to that, but you can see just how slippy this ball has become. And Czechia do somehow manage to retain possession, and just as I say that, they cough it up. Again, error after error. That probably will be the story of this game, or at least the second half now.
Yeah, it's a frustrating second half for Czechia, because result-wise, they were down by a lot in the first half, and they really tried to get back here. Poland's not scoring tries, but Czechia not getting their attack together, as does Poland, to be fair. Both teams struggling with the conditions, heaps of handling errors, heaps of scrums, and no real game flow happening, unfortunately.
And the scrum works well for Poland once more. Just doing the simple thing, hitting it up hard. A little bit soft from the Czech defence. And we have Pasczyk for the try. Great work from Poland. And despite the difficult weather conditions, they just keep it simple and manage to add to their tally.
And we saw how good Pasczyk is at beating defenders earlier when she freed Zeichluk on the outside. That was off transition as well. And she just showed some space, showed some pace, went around someone with her footwork, and then freed her. She did exactly the same thing now. Attacked, did a little in and out, and off she goes, straight through the middle, scoring under the post. They will take their time with the goal. No, they did. They already kicked the conversion. Never mind. 2 more points, 33-0.
Good long kickoff from Poland. Fielded well over the head, and Czechia with an opportunity once more. But being forced to build from deep. Great game management from Poland. Agnieszka Marta Slatkova with the pass. And she's had no space, no opportunities.
Liked how finished off her own player there. That was nice.
Little inside step, beautiful work.
Oh, this is great feed.
Trying to create the overlap.
Another stab, and then the pop back and field, and now there's space on the inside. Hope she doesn't get the ball away. But this will be a penalty for Czech. Yes, it is, for not rolling away. So they go quickly.
Beautiful evasive running here from Czechia.
And that's a good ball. This one, it's okay, it goes to the floor because you want to go wide. The accuracy doesn't matter as much as there's so much space out wide. So you look to get it to space instead of getting it accurate. That's what they did here well. And now, oh, she bumps off her player. And now looking for that offload. And there will be space on the outside, but it's cut down well by the Polish defense. And this time, they finally get it wide. And Rigatova is going to run it in for Czech's only try in this game. I was wondering they were playing even though the Hoots go on, is to have the quarterfinals pretty much secured as well, being second in the group, but they do manage to get the try in the end, which is good for them. They'll have some momentum for the quarterfinal, but in the end, Poland, still with a very dominant performance, win this game, 33-5 with a conversion to come.
There we see the finish, just jogging it in. A consolation try. It'll please the fans back home, but unfortunately it doesn't make much of a difference to the pools. And we do see Poland topping Pool B. And Czechia will almost certainly finish second in the pool. We have Germany against Turkey coming up. That'll be the last game of that group. Both teams losing both games on day one. There we see 5 tries to 1, 4 conversions to 1, a convincing display by Poland. The weather changing things a little bit in the second half, making it a bit of a stop-start affair. But Poland top the group, and now we have Germany, Turkey, Germany and Turkey both losing both their games yesterday. Germany with a slightly better point difference in the table, so they are in third place. And don't forget, the best 2 third place teams will progress in the cup competition here. So not over for Germany by any means, as we see Mette Zimmert, the captain, who hails from Hamburg. Home tournament for her. Incredibly proud of what she's doing with this women's team of Germany, and they still have all the chances here.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. The girl gang, we hear the crowd again going high when the girl gang takes the field. Turkey also showing some very promising rugby yesterday. Got beaten twice as well in a very tough group. But we'll see what's going to happen here. Germany, if they want to go on to the group stage, they have to win. With a victory, they'll likely be the third best qualified, and therefore qualified. Third best seeded third is what I meant. I had a chat with Curtis Bradford yesterday. He told me he was doing a lot of research on Turkey, watching their last tournaments. And then after yesterday, said, oh, they changed a lot how they play. I have to re-adapt when I looked at them. So Turkey seemed to have switched up their game plan according to him. We'll see if he found a way to beat them. The crowd's really loud. We can see a lot of Germany fans now. A lot of Germany flags waving around as this game kicks off.
They did put up the fight, but I think the weather was sort of more on our side than on theirs. The conditions have gotten a little bit slippery. But the ball was just dropping our way, and we're fortunate for that.
Yeah, I think I agree there that you reacted to the conditions a little bit better. Better than yesterday's games, do you feel that you played better?
Yeah, certainly. There's lots of lessons to learn from the tough games from yesterday, and we're fortunate to build on the tournament. Not just the work that we have done prior to the tournament, but today we're also building and getting to be a better team for the next games to come.
Yeah, excellent. So last year was a final with a win. Are we looking at the same result this year?
Well, we're hoping the pitch is in favor for us. The pitch still remembers our victory from last year, so we're hoping for that. Yeah.
Congratulations on that win, and good luck for the rest of the tournament. Thank you.
And as the interview ends, to the perfect time, we see Germany charging towards the line. Hacker and Hacker, that's Sophie and Johanna, working together. And this should be the first try. It is indeed. Laura Schwinn getting us off the mark against Turkey.
What a story. Hey, Laura Schwinn, she comes back from injury. She's been gone for 2 years. She hasn't played rugby in 2 years. Only made a comeback in club rugby a couple of months ago. And now she's here at the Hamburg 7 scoring a try. What a story. Great moment for her. Well done by Paula Schulte, holding the ball up, drawing in 2 defenders. There's one shooting up a bit, so Paula waits that second longer, gives it in her back, and frees Laura to score that try for an easy kick to come. Lotte Mars is a very good kicker, so I'll be confident in her skill set that she will get this, as we're seeing it now. And she does. 7 points up, Germany take the lead here.
Okay, and getting us underway, Germany to kick after their try. Just about going 10 meters, very contestable here. And Germany do win the ball here through Mette Zimmert. But the initial tap back was actually a tap forward, unfortunately. And Czechia, with their first opportunity to build some phases in this game and attack the German lines.
Germany seemed to have changed a lot in their starting lineup. As yesterday, Mette Zimmert and Paula Schulte, they were switching them. One of them was in the forwards, one of them was in the backs and attack and defense. Now they're both on the forward pack. So this is something new. Ricarda Henning now playing at 6 in the center. This is trusted with the role of defending. But Johanna Hacker is supposed to defend here the white arrow, which she does really well. Good shot on the Turkish player attacking.
Yeah, that was Sedinur Bolat of Turkey. She's been around for quite a while in this setup, one of their star players. And she's had a good tournament up to now. Again, getting her hands on the ball once more and getting the offload away. So Turkey trying desperately to build from deep here. Here we see Bolat again, drawing, looking for the show and go. Just getting slightly isolated on the outside and has to throw the ball back inside.
Turkey do well here, because Germany, they defend really well, they stay connected, they put picture, and just as I say, this commentator's curse, they win a turnover, and Lotte Malazier shows her pace and her power, even shrugging off the defending tackle here, and then goes over for the second try of Germany. Torport, that was a little more difficult to kick now, but with her scoring itself, boom, there's a nice little celebration by Lotte Malazier and Sophie Hacke as well. Both teams both playing for higher cup, playing club rugby as well together, so have a great connection. And now she's taken the kick to convert her own try. But here we see it again. It's first a good tackle by Ricarda Henning, dislocating the ball, and Lotte Malazier immediately finding it and scoring.
Yeah, Germany in full control of this now. Big smile on the face there from the woman they call Charlie. And the kick just sliding right.
Great kick though. Hey, she's a really good kicker. Unfortunate that this difficult one is not finding the goal.
The German replacements watch on. That was Julia Braun offering some words of encouragement as Charlie gets us back underway. Big high kick with a lot of hang time, knocked on. And Hennig did get that ball back for Germany, and now they attack. On the right-hand side, Sophie Hacke with a burst. Fending, stepping and weaving. Good hands. And on the outside to Johanna Hacke now. Johanna dragged down by Sedinur Bollat once more.
They deal really well with Johanna Hacke. Hey, we know how dangerous she is when she gets space, when she gets going. Oh, Mette Zimmert scores. Never mind
through
this.
the middle.
Scored in every game so far, Mette Zimmert. Scored in the first one, scored in the second one, and gets her third try of the tournament. And always just accelerating into gaps so quick and right under the posts. And here we see, even though the rain, they don't mind, heaps of Germany fans coming over to watch this game.
Yeah, I'll just use that as an opportunity to push the tournament once more. Anyone hanging around Hamburg or northern Germany, Belgium, Holland, you're not far away. Get down here if you can, support the women. There's a lot going on. We've got a whole programme around this event as well. There's a food village, we've got events. A great family occasion. And the conversion a success. Germany lead 19-0 as we resume play.
Wow, that's a big hit off the kickoff immediately by Paula Schull. And now Ricarda Henning on the ball, winning the turnover. Germany just really good on that kick chase. They regathered the ball twice. Now Paula should absolutely smash someone. In the next phase, Ricarda Henning wins the turnover. And again, Germany in possession, super convincing performance. We saw a lot of promising stuff yesterday, and now finally they unleashed the full potential and scored tries. And just as I say, this commentator's curse, unfortunately Johanna Hacke drops the ball, giving Turkey an opportunity to attack. And I think it's the first one that Turkey have a real phase of possession so far, that far out in the field.
Yeah, I mean, they've not really had many opportunities, have they? The German kickoff has been brilliant. It's been working well for them, and they've been getting the pressure from the get-go. So this could, like you say, Robbie, be the first opportunity for Turkey to really build a meaningful attack.
Bind.
We yesterday saw them kick a lot, which they were able to, as Sedinur Bollat on the wing, super quick. We saw her as well, dealing with Johanna Hacke really well. And now again, immediately, they're trying to unleash some pace, but it's dealt with well by Charlotte Malazier. She gets her into touch. So that's the halftime hooter, that's the first half. Germany leading 19 points to none. Laura Schmidt with a great performance, seeing her on the pictures here. Let's see what Curtis Bradford will say about this.
Goes really good. The intensity's good. All right, I like how we're sticking to the game plan and we're executing the game plan. It's really good. We're taking chances. Brilliant work. What I don't want to see now is our intensity dip. All right. So it's a cliche, but the next score after halftime is important. If we can get that, we can kill this off. All right. So let's go all in now for this first few minutes. We're going to bring the reinforcements in. Steffi's going to come for Pauli. Okay. A few more are going to come in the next few minutes. Subs when we come in. Impact. Okay. Let's really bring that intensity.
No excuse, no sorrows. Okay? And I want to say...
Change?
Yeah,
Vad är
And Barry, I need you that you...
So as we see some highlights from that first half, Germany in a commanding position to finish up in third place, Pool B. And that would set them up for a quarter-final, as they will be one of the stronger third place teams.
I like him using the word reinforcements for the subs. I've never heard that before. It's really cool. And it makes a lot of sense, because there was something, they were unhappy in the loss against Czech yesterday, saying they lost the game a bit in the end, even though they don't think that the level should drop when the subs come on, as this is a quality squad of 13 players they have, and everybody's a very good rugby player. So this is something that makes sense that he reinforces this. He brings on Steffi Gruber for Paula Schulz. She had a really good performance. Steffi Gruber also promising. She's very experienced. She's been with the squad for a long time. So let's see if she can do something here. But Lotte Malazier starts the game, switching up with Mette Zimmer, who again accelerates through again, shows all her pace, and she won't be caught. She goes all the way. Turkey seems to have given up on Chase. I know there's two players coming quickly, but Mette, no trouble for her. Putting the ball down, and Germany with a great start, immediately getting back into that game. 24 points up with the conversion to come right on the post for Lotte Malazier.
Yeah, and here we see the replay from the kickoff. So Turkey being promoted from the trophy to the championships, and this was a little bit soft. You can see they're maybe not quite used to this level of athleticism in their opposition team. Falling off the tackle from Zimat, she's a true athlete, and that's what we have here in the championship. Conversion is a success. 26-0. And Turkey playing that through Bolat, even though it didn't quite travel 10, so we will have play on.
Great work by Ricarda Henning there.
Yeah, the German
trying to get the turnover.
The German defense really hustling around the ball there. Sorry, Robbie, on you go.
No, no worries. Germany really putting a lot of pressure on the Turkey defense, and it ends in this, in difficult passes in the back. So it's a rather easy tackle for, I think, that Sophie Feller taking the field. So a couple of subs come on. We see Gesina Adler as well. She came on now at halftime. So there's a lot of subs coming in after that score. And now Ricarda Henning with a bit of space, taking the outside, well done. And now looking to beat again on the outside, trying to free the arm for the offload. Can't do so, but it's really well to stay in field, not getting jerked into touch.
Yeah, she's a really quick player, isn't she? But Dilmach from Turkey also equally quick and just managing to hold up on the outside. So Germany forced attack on the right-hand side now. And breaking through the middle, it's Sophie Hacker.
Great feet, great awareness. Yes, gets the ball from Sophie Feller. Sophie comes on the wraparound. So Turkey look at that, see if Sophie Hacker tries to free Sophie Feller, but Sophie Hacker sees this, steps back in field, and then has great footwork and great acceleration to go under the posts again.
You will see the replay, lovely little step off the right foot, another one, and then just a swerve towards the post and the acceleration through the middle. Lovely dive in front of home fans, and that'll mean a lot to Sophie Hacker. Another successful kick, taking us up to 33-0. We have 2.5 minutes played in this second half. Another 4.5 still to come. Malaysia leaves the park with a big smile on her face. And there we see Adler. Another good kickoff taken well by Bolat. And she makes the first break of the game for Turkey. We spoke a lot about her. And sorry, I thought that was Mette Zimmer. It was Laura Schwind, wasn't it, who worked so hard to get back there?
Unbelievable work by Laura Schwind. We saw yesterday how dangerous Bolat is. She's nearly impossible to catch. I think this is the first time we've seen the one actually take her on in the race and win it. So great work by Laura Schwind, giving the penalty away then. But now, in the second go, Bolat scores a try of a pick and go, powers over. She doesn't only have that speed, she also has that leg drive to go low, attack, and then going over the line. So Turkey with their first try of the game, and it's again Bolat, that outstanding Turkish player.
Yeah, and that's a fair reward in my opinion. You know, they've just been promoted from the trophy. It's not all easy for them here this weekend. It's not all going their way, but they work so incredibly hard, and they really are trying to build something out of Turkey. So Bollat will be delighted with that try, and a good attempt at the conversion, just going wide and dropping short. So that won't change the result here. Germany's still very much dominant in this game. But we see the evidence of how quickly things can change in sevens rugby. It only takes one break. And Julia Braun is also taken to the field now. So more changes for the German team. They're keeping the fresh legs on the pitch. Here they come through Adler. Adler forcing that over the head. And it just didn't quite work out.
Guys, we'll go for the first knock on. It's a scrum,
And
Turkey.
it will be a scrum once more for Turkey with 2.5 minutes left to play. They'll fancy another try, only. Don't forget, Germany are targeting what to be one of the best third-place teams, and so every try they concede makes that a little bit less likely.
Yeah, I don't think Germany's looking to stop playing here. Like you said, yesterday they showed so much potential and couldn't reward themselves, so they're really looking for a big performance here, which they do get defensively. It's a great shot by Sophie Hacker, who brings down a Turkish player, makes the ball slow as well, and now they're dominating a clean ball out. Lara Schwinn with a great contest, bringing her up, and now again, not able to roll away. It's the second time he's given away and not rolling away a penalty. This is something he really needs to work on.
Dilmatch comes away, Dilmatch for Turkey.
Great shot again by Sophie Hacker. Hey, she has a good game. 2 great tackles, a good try, some great distribution. She can be very happy after this game.
As can all the Germans, I'd say it's been a dominant performance, but Turkey are the team with the ball right now and looking to build within the German half. Again, attacking the short side. Oh, and just a forced offload once more, making it very difficult. I think that was Dilmatch on the wing. It was indeed one of their speedsters, just unable to gather that offload. Maybe slightly optimistic. She takes her eye off the ball.
Again, it's off a Sophie Hacker tackle. Hey, she comes shooting up, dominant shot. She goes backwards, which makes the offload harder, and that forces that mistake. Julia Braun also made an immediate impact. Being on the park for a minute and putting a good shot one phase earlier. Germany can be really happy with their defense here, and they're looking to finish off with another try.
Yeah, and they build from deep here, coming from their own 10-metre line. That is Julia Braun. You just spoke about her in the defence. Now we see her in attack. As cool as you like, just sliding through the gap and sprinting to the line. Julia Braun, take a ball.
Simple as you like. You can see the Turkish defense rushing up on the center there. Rightly so, there's danger woman out there as well, but Julia Braun spots this place. No, she can take one-on-one the opposite number 5 and goes through the gap and then has the pace to go all the way. Even though there's some good Turkish chase coming down, Ebra Arslan, she gets really close on her, but Julia Braun in the end is too quick and goes over.
Let's use.
Yeah, Julia Braun, one of the few players in this women's sevens team from Germany who doesn't play the rugby in the Heidelberg area. She's based out of Berlin. So great to see that as well. Erkan will dry. If there's anyone tuned in watching, you should be very proud of what your superstar is doing here on the European stage. And it is Braun to kick off. Big chase from Adler.
Yeah, you can see now the other player not playing in Heidelberg, playing in Hanover with Germania List. One of the outstanding players. I think she won player of the tournament in the German championships twice in a row. And now again, that great German defense forces mistakes, forces a knock-on, and this ends the game. Germany with a very, very convincing performance against Turkey, 40 points to 5. This setting them up to be the best third place in the group stage, which will give them a quarterfinal against Belgium. Belgium a really strong team so far. It's going to be a challenging quarterfinal, but they have good momentum after this game. Let's see how this is going to unfold.
So we are taking a brief break here from the action. We will be back at 11:30 Central Europe time for France against Portugal in the men's competition, Pool A. More action coming up after this brief break. Put on the kettle, it's time to recover.
So we've got Sophie Feller here after a very, very convincing Germany performance. 40 points up on Turkey. It was a tough day yesterday for you guys. Yeah. 2 close losses, and then you come back with that performance. What changed? What did you do beforehand? How was the recovery? Where did that performance come from?
Yeah, I mean, sevens is not just day 1. We have 3 days, and honestly, day 2, you need to just put everything in the bin from yesterday and restart, and that's exactly what we did today. Came in day 2, blank sheet, and we knew we wanted to not only win this game, but win it convincingly, because we want to show everyone who's come here today on this rainy Saturday to support us, show what German rugby is all about, and I think we did that just now on the field.
Yeah, well done. It was very impressive to see you execute in those conditions, because there was rain all around, which makes the ball greasy. We saw a lot of handling errors in the games before, but you guys didn't seem to bother at all by it. Did you change your warm-up routine or anything to adapt to that, or was it just all natural?
Obviously, it is hard to play in the rain. You know, you have some secret tricks of how to keep your hands sticky. But honestly, I would say that in sevens, if you can win your own kickoff, it makes your life so much easier, and that's exactly what we did. And in the first half, the other team barely had the ball. We won our kickoffs. We turned on the party. We transitioned and played fast and scored, and then it's our own kickoff again. So possession is everything in sevens, and if we can just keep the ball through that kickoff, we don't even need to do too much to score. So
yeah, class. Okay, all the best. Congratulations again. All the best for the upcoming quarterfinal. Looking forward to seeing more of you.
Thank you. See you. Bye.
Ohne den wir gar nicht dastehen würden, ohne den hier wenig passieren würde, was für Aufbau passiert. Bestimmte Dinge, die ganz wichtig sind. Dafür möchte ich der Verband bei Ralf Hauptstadt bedanken. Das ist etwas, wir haben schon sehr wenig gemacht, des Verbandes vor kurzem. Und um das zu dokumentieren, bekommt er eine, nennt man das, Plakette, die an unserem Clubhaus hängt wird, in der Saarlandstraße.
Fine, it's Sable.